Welcome again to Wordcraft Wednesdays. I'm Kathleen Fox, a literary agent and fiction editor. And every Wednesday, I aim to bring you bite-sized advice on line-level writing. Today, I'll be going over ly adverbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a modifier. They are informative. They give the reader information that they need to be able to maybe visualize something a little better in their mind, but often they are overused and they can actually take away from the strength or impact of a sentence. There are tons of ly adverbs, and none of them are bad. It's just that they are often overused. So this is a quick example. There's about a dozen here. Definitely, certainly, virtually, actually. Actually is one that I see, probably like the top three that I see. One of them is actually. So as I mentioned, there are tons, so that list is obviously going to be a lot longer, but you get the general idea. We use these words all the time in everyday speaking, but in writing, we want to avoid using them unless they're actually giving us information that we need. So when you use an ly adverb that's not necessary, you're actually bogging down the line level writing. And what we want is smooth, intentional writing. Every line, every paragraph, every chapter. So you only want to use an ly adverb if it truly enhances the verb. See what I did there? Some examples of when we don't need them. He quickly ran to the car. Quickly is not necessary. Ran indicates that it's happening quickly because you generally move with speed when you run. So the quickly is not necessary, it's redundant. She softly touched his cheek. Softly touched, you can make that better and stronger by using a verb like caressed. Please bear with me. I'm going to give you a ridiculous example of a whole lot of ly adverbs. Just trust me on this one. Okay, you ready for this? Bizarrely, the quickly retreating squirrel anxiously observed the lazily drifting hot air balloon, which was silently and erroneously piloted by a supremely talented magician who was unmistakably wearing a tuxedo stylishly covered in sequins, and who was cautiously attempting to frantically juggle 3 extremely oversized acorns awkwardly, while simultaneously trying to eagerly knit a scarf for his inexplicably, joyfully barking basset hound. I can't believe I just got through that without making a mistake. Please, please, let's fix that. Let's try this revised version. The squirrel bolted, eyes fixated on a floating hot air balloon. A magician in a sequined tuxedo and top hat winked while erratically piloting the craft, straining to juggle 3 giant acorns and simultaneously weaving a scarf for his yelping basset hound. So obviously the second version sounds way better than the first one, and not only does it reduce the word count by almost half, it eliminates all of those unnecessary ly adverbs. It was tricky to get through that, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me a few tries to do it without making a mistake. But it makes it hard to read when there's so many clunky lines with ly adverbs. Can you guess why I left a couple in? Erratically enhances the verb piloting. So if we're going to talk about piloting and you don't add anything there, we're just going to assume that everything's fine. But as you know from the scene, it's not fine. So erratically adds information, so now the reader's brain can better interpret what's going on and visualize it more accurately. Simultaneously gives us information on when these actions are happening, so that we can visualize all of these things happening at the same time. Looking at what was removed, just to give some examples, the entire scene is bizarre, so we don't need to be told that it's happening bizarrely. Quickly retreating can be better said by a verb like bolted. Extra words that are telling us all about the hot air balloon are totally unnecessary, and like lazily drifting is contrary to it being erroneously piloted. So none of those things are necessary. Frantically, like, just, it can be tightened up. So as you can see from my example, I cut out almost half the words, and it just sounds better and tighter. So as comical as that example was, it illustrates the importance of reducing the number of ly adverbs that you use. It tightens the line, and it positively impacts your writing. See what I did there? Here's a hot tip for finding ly adverbs in your manuscript using MS Word, assuming you're using Windows. You can press Ctrl-H to bring up that Find and Replace window, type the triangle bracket things with the wildcard, which is the asterisk, ly, click Find Next, and this of course will bring up any ly word, and sometimes it's not going to be an ly adverb. So there's some examples here. So just make sure that you are replacing, in fact, those ly adverbs. Anybody want to tell me what their number was? As I always say, read your work out loud. Does it sound right? Okay, but does the ly adverb need to be there? If it's not giving us useful information, then it can be removed. And there you go, folks. Now you know a little bit more about ly adverbs, when to keep them, and when to replace them. If you enjoy these bite-sized line-level writing tips, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and I will be back with more tips very soon.